Welcome to my channel. Ancient oceans teemed with predators. Forests stretched endlessly. Let the soft narration guide you through these vanished worlds. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Thanks. Chapter 1. The Sunken Continent. As the continents moved apart, new land masses emerged, providing habitats for new species to evolve. Some fish began to venture out of the water onto land. These were the amphibians. Amphibians were a major evolutionary leap. During the Carboniferous period, insects began to diversify and grow in size. The most impressive of these were the dragonflies. During the same time, the first reptiles were evolving. Reptiles are a class of cold-blooded vertebrates that include snakes, lizards, turtles, and crocodiles. They are characterized by their scaly skin and their ability to lay eggs on land. The first reptiles were very different from reptiles today. As the Earth entered the Cretaceous period, flowering plants began to appear. The reign of the dinosaurs came to an end with the asteroid impact. That caused the mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous period. But the impact also triggered a cascade of events that led to the rise of mammals. Without the dinosaurs to compete with them, mammals were free to diversify and fill the ecological niches that had been left vacant. And so it was that the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs also paved the way for the rise of humans. Flowering plants, also known as angiosperms, are the most diverse group of plants on Earth today. Thanks. They are characterized by their flowers, which are modified leaves that produce seeds. The first flowering plants were small, herbaceous plants that grew in the understory of the forests. However, as the Cretaceous period progressed, flowering plants began to dominate the Earth. They were small, lizard-like creatures that lived in the shallow waters of the world's oceans. Dragonflies are known for their large, flat wings and their ability to fly backwards. They also have 2 pairs of wings, which allows them to fly in any direction. The biggest dragonfly that ever lived was Meganeura. It had a wingspan of up to 70 centimeters, which is larger than the average human head. It also had huge, compound eyes that were They were the first vertebrates to make the transition from water to land. They had several adaptations that allowed them to survive on land. By the Triassic period, the Earth had become much warmer and drier. Mammals are warm-blooded animals that have fur or hair and give birth to live young. They also produce milk to feed their babies. The first mammals were small, mouse-like creatures that lived in the shadows of the dinosaurs. However, as the dinosaurs declined, mammals began to diversify and grow in size. This led to the evolution of new types of reptiles that were better adapted to life on land. These were the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are a diverse group of reptiles that lived during the Mesozoic era, which lasted from 250 to 266 million years ago. They came in all shapes and sizes, from the tiny, which was about the size of a chicken, to the gigantic Argentinosaurus, which was over 30 meters long. Such as strong limbs and the ability to breathe air. The first true amphibians were the tetrapods, are 4-footed vertebrates, including all amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. They are thought to have evolved from fish that had fins that were more suited for walking on land than swimming in water. When you think of ancient animals, your mind conjures up images of dinosaurs. But have you ever wondered what life was like before the dinosaurs? Or how our planet looked when it was just a baby? How about taking a deep dive into the past to uncover the secrets of Earth's early history? Join me as we explore a sunken continent that existed millions of years ago. What secrets does it hold, and how can it help us understand our world today? Are you ready to dive into the unknown and discover what lies beneath the waves? Chapter 2. First fish. The first fish evolved during the Silurian period, which lasted from 443 to 416 million years ago. These fish were very different from the fish we know today. As the Earth cooled, conditions became more hospitable for life to thrive. By the Devonian period, which lasted from 416 to 359 million years ago, forests had begun to appear on the continents. However, these forests were very different from the ones we know today. There were no trees, only plants with woody stems that grew to be as tall as modern shrubs. The first trees evolved during the Carboniferous period, which lasted from 359 to 299 million years ago. These trees were the ancestors of the giant trees that dominated the Earth during the Permian period. They had no jaws or paired fins, like the fins on a fish's side. Despite these differences, they were still vertebrates, meaning they had a backbone. One of the first groups of jawed fish were These fish were huge, reaching lengths of up to 9 meters. They also had thick, bony armor that covered their entire body. Chapter 3. Amphibians take land. Chapter 4. Forests without trees. Chapter 5. Giant dragonflies. Chapter 6. Early reptiles. Insects weren't the only ones getting bigger. Chapter 7. Rise of the dinosaurs. Chapter 8. Age of mammals. But the dinosaurs weren't the only ones thriving during the Jurassic period. Small mammals were also beginning to emerge. Chapter 9. Flowering plants. Chapter 10. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share.